Good morning, football fans. Hello, and what is good up in this podcast today? We got too many good things coming on. It's like AM, PM, baby. It's too much good stuff. I hope you're ready to rock and roll, man, because 3 and Out is coming at you live and direct. Welcome to a brand new episode of 3 and Out right here on iSports Radio, your directory for all that is sports. Here we go, y'all, coming at you full course today. We got so much to get into, man. Starting with this crazy high school football, man. We are getting underway. Just kicked off last night officially, if you will, or 2 nights ago, really, if you will. And boy, did we have ourselves a first game or what? Very lopsided. Well, not that one. I'm thinking of another game. But Thursday night, we had the battle between Buford and Milton, and man, that was something. It was something. 2 former Georgia champs right there going head-to-head, and boy, I mean, we talked about one for a good minute, the other one kind of took the crown, and well, let's just say the OG is back, at least from the last couple of years. Buford getting the best of Milton in this game, but I have a feeling that they will meet again. Also, coming up today, we got plenty to get into, man. We will be talking about that top 25, Max Prep top 25 in the country. Who's doing what? Recruits. We'll be looking at recruits, especially from a game from last night, looking at some top recruits around the country. We'll be jumping on into a London game. Excuse me? High school football London game? Oh, yeah. Has anybody ever heard of the NFL Academy? We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Also, former NFL players coaching high school football. Talk about some of those guys. My co-host has talked about one so far. We'll talk about some more coming on up. What coaches are closing in on 300-plus wins? We'll talk about that. Also, in the FBS, Week 0 is near. We'll be getting into that. A little bit of craziness in the top 25 poll before we get to Week 0, and a little bit of NFL action. What happened in Week 1 of the preseason? Who shocked us? Who flunked? And of course, who to watch in Week 2 of the preseason, as that is already underway. We got you covered, y'all. Coming on up next week, so much more with junior college and more football to come. But today we're focusing on those. Make sure you stay with it. Let's get it, y'all. You are now tuned in live to 3 and Out right here on iSports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And with that said, y'all, let's just get it, man, and get on into it. Welcoming my awesome co-host. We're just going to jump in, man, because that's just what the kind of day we're going to have. With that said, jumping on in with me, man, my boy, he, of course, is the co-host of this show, and he is the host of Set Point here on iSports Radio, covering all things volleyball every Monday evening. Just got underway with that. Well, he's been underway, but I'm just saying, high school volleyball, we got college volleyball coming on up here. Glad to have him here back again, talking about all this high school football and a little bit of NFL coming your way for today. Ladies and gentlemen, my boy, Teran Rodriguez. What's going on, brother? How you doing today, man?
Hey, Larry. Thank you for having me on. It's great to be back for week number 2 of season 10 of 3 and Out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be electric, and we're going to do the darn thing.
Oh, yes, we are. I can't believe it, man. The show is 10 years old. I mean, I guess last year. It's crazy, man. Just talking about this, and well, here we are. So, with that said, man, let's get it. Let's talk about it and get on into it. So, first things first, man. How was your week? Good week?
It was a good week.
That's good to hear, man. Yeah, I saw really quick, guys. I guess I know we're gonna see not a volleyball show, but Teran went to something that was too awesome, man. Teran, explain Thursday, man. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I went to Cypress College where the U.S. men's national team was having a red versus blue scrimmage, and it was a pretty darn good event. It was sold out, obviously, and it was packed. So I really enjoyed it, and they're actually going to be scrimmaging again at Vanguard University next Friday. So I might go to that, but we shall see.
Well, that was awesome. And again, guys, that's just the kind of stuff you get here at iSports Radio, especially my boy Teran here. He's the foot soldier, man. He's everywhere. He's all over the place, and he'll be covering. This past year, he was at a sweet passing league tournament during the summer. Got to meet Carson Palmer, which is pretty sweet, the new head coach of the Ranch Santa Margarita. I mean, just really, really cool stuff, man. So, Teran, we appreciate you for all you do, man. Keep it up, and we are so excited to have you aboard,
I
man.
also got to see Jason Negro at that
That's right.
passing tournament again. Always great to see him. And then it was one other tournament. I got to see Matt Logan at Mission Viejo's passing tournament. Always got to get his take on why the Football Factory is so darn good year after year.
That is, and I love it because this is true, man. That's the rightful name, the Football Factory. At least of an empire, man. Good old Crota Centennial. So we're gonna get into so much of that, man, coming up today. I am really excited. We got a lot to get to, man, and of course we'll be starting things off with today, of course, high school football, man. Teran, of course, we kicked it off this last. I know we had a week 00 game, but Week 0, man, is officially underway. It did not disappoint at all because we had here two of the top teams in the country going head to head, and two Georgia schools, man, that were awesome. But somebody had to get the better of somebody, and well, looks like it was Buford, and it was a great football game. So with that 10-point game here, Buford defeating Milton 20-13 on Thursday night, man. It was a battle of the green schools because they're both green. And it was a truly good one here, man. So this game, number 4, man. I'm sorry, not number 4. That was I guess just a doozy of a game. You gotta love it. These two teams, number 13, that is number 13 Buford defeating number 22 Milton. This is just something that you would love to see, right? You love to see great football super early. We don't have to wait for it. We want good stuff right out of the gate. It's always hard because even in college when we get this, obviously someone's got to drop right away, and that's hard, right? I know the scheduling, with college logically in the past was always about, we want to try to save those games till later in the season and try to have teams be undefeated when they meet and everything. When it comes down to it, Teran, we want good out of the gate, right? We want fun right out of the gate. And that's what it's all about. And as a player, Teran, you want those games because you're like, no, we want to go higher in our ranking. And if we drop, well, that's on us because we got to work for it. So it's crazy to think that, you get these games now like we didn't used to get a lot in the past, but here we go. So with that, man, this was a truly fun game. We had a big night here for Buford. They opened their brand new $62 million stadium. 10,000 seat stadium, man. Philip Beard Stadium.
Keep in mind, this is for high school, everybody.
And this is for high school. Yes. Thank you, Teran, for getting, because, this is insane. Buford, again, $62 million stadium, 10,000 seats in that sucker, man. And they opened it in style with a hard-fought 20-13 win over rival Milton. This was actually on ESPN too. I didn't catch it there, but it was crazy, man. A lot of defense here. I loved it. Defensive domination for most part of the game because the game flipped in the second half. And thanks to Buford's defense, where everything kind of turned in its head. But the Wolves picked off Milton 3 times in the second half, 1 for a touchdown and 2 setting up scoring chances. A pick 6 sparks the crowd as junior Silas Nucleus, and I'm hoping I'm not butchering his name there, Nuckles, 70-yard pick. His pick 6 early in the third quarter gave Buford a 17-7 lead and lit up the new stadium, man. Extra insurance for him there. Soon after, junior Joshua Eccles snagged another interception, setting up a field goal to make it 20-7. So the game sealer, with Milton driving late in the fourth quarter, sophomore Brendan Davis iced the win with an interception in the final minute, and that was really it, man. So that's how that thing goes. Great game, though, man. There was a lot of key plays here. Early punches. We have Milton, Derek Baker. He hit E.B. Bailey on the 55-yard touchdown in the first quarter. So Milton obviously got off to that 7-3 start there. But Buford answered with Nebraska commit Dayton Raiola. I think that's how you say his name. Yeah, Raiola. And hitting Tor Costin for a 48-yard pass, setting up a short TD run by Georgia commit. Looks like Tyreek Green. Buford led 17-7 or 10-7. Sorry. Milton fights back. So late fourth quarter, freshman Trey Hassan filling in for injured Baker, unfortunately. So hopefully he's okay. But he threw a 29-yard touchdown pass to Jordan. Looks like Carrasquillo, and cutting Buford's lead to 20-13. So Milton had a final chance, but Davis's interception ended it. So this is basically the other side from Buford to Milton. And special teams, big shine, man. Buford's senior Andrew, looks like Ivan Kuick, I believe, pinned Milton at the 1-yard line early. This drilled the stadium's first ever field goal of 39 yards and later hit a clutch 20-yarder. So what this game showed, Buford's defense is elite. These fools are not playing. Between the Clemson, Army, and Texas A&M commits, yes, there's players committed to those schools as well on this team, and the young secondary making big plays. Buford's defense looks championship ready, man. Milton's resilience, okay, that's the next point. Even down 20-7, they fought hard with a freshman quarterback and nearly tied the game, okay? And then Raiola's ups and downs. So the Nebraska-bound quarterback showed off his arm on a big strike, but also threw a costly red zone interception before halftime. So, I mean, take it for what it's worth. This was a really good game. I mean, you get to look at a few more notes here, I guess, for this one. Buford, they're number 13 in the country, and they look every bit a part of. They look every bit of that number 13. Milton, they'll be going down. I don't know if they'll be in the top 25 next week, but they're solid. Still a great football team, and I'm sure they're going to be, like I said, they'll probably see Buford somewhere again in the playoffs in Georgia when we get there later on this year. And really, the story of the game was the defense. Buford picked off three passes. They looked good, and including that pick six that flipped the game. It was just great. And this, obviously the three passes in the second half they picked off was great. So the Wolves are now 76-8 under head coach Bryant Appling, with 3 state titles under this guy. Teran, talk about this, man. How about all that to start things off on Thursday night?
Yeah, and you mentioned the Buford quarterback, Dayton Raiola. You know his brother is Dylan Raiola, the starting quarterback for Nebraska, who's only in his sophomore year, mind you. So next year, the Raiola brothers will both be on will be on Nebraska. But yeah, this was a pretty interesting game. It was defensive, which I obviously love. I always like those defensive games, and I just gotta say, Buford, their defense is really for real, especially in the secondary, getting those picks. I think for Milton, it was kind of the case where you're starting a freshman quarterback, you're on the road, it's a real tough place to play at, but I think Buford really, even though they were also playing in the moment, new stadium, I thought they were well composed and had they were well prepared defensively and a great game plan. I thought they were just great overall in terms of their defense, because against an opponent like that, you got to be ready no matter what the circumstances. And you're on national TV. You're going to be seeing a lot of eyes on you. So I thought this was a great win for Buford. Milton, they were not blown out. Like, they were in this game for the most part, but obviously, it's growing pains, playing on the road, having a freshman quarterback, and playing a good defense, which has a really good head coach such as that. So nothing too bad for Milton. It's just that you got to get the growing pains out of the way, and you got to get some of the kinks out when it comes to your when it comes to your flaws and whatnot.
Oh, totally agree, Darren. It was a great football game, man. It really was. And you know what? I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see that. It's gonna be a fun season for these teams. This was not one sided. We didn't get no crap here. This was a very good football game by two teams that are very stout. And again, we will see these guys again. This is a lot like NJCAA a couple of years back. Remember, Taryn, where we've seen what do you call it? Iowa Western and Hutchinson go early on. Where do they meet? In the championship. I mean, dude, this is it is what it is, right? That's just the best part about this is you will always have a chance to see these guys later on. So this is really cool. Really good game here. Lots of great commits. And by the way, we're going to talk about some of these commits, man, because man, this was a lot, like star-studded even. So let's take a look at this and jump on into, let's see, where are my notes here? So yeah, so breakout players, man. This is crazy. I mean, again, Silas Knuckles, this guy, junior DB here, man. Pick six for 70 yards. That completely changed the game. That was huge. Joshua Eccles, we talked about him. Huge interception. He played extremely well. Another DB there. Let's see. Brandon Davis, talked about him. Sophomore. He's a sophomore, man. Clutch interception there. And with under a minute left to seal the win. We talked about Raiola. It's right. Big brother plays at Nebraska. Well, little brother's coming along too, man. He connected for a 48-yard bomb in this game, so he looked good. I mean, like I said, man, there was some real good players here, and then again, it's true. Talking about Milton, yeah, man, these guys had some great stuff here. You know, Eskio had his thing there, hauling in that touchdown pass. Keelan Wansley, actually, sophomore or Wansley. A sophomore DB here, he had a huge interception at the goal line. So I'm just saying, like, there's some solid players here. Obviously, Baker and Derek Baker and E.B. Bailey. He scored a 55-yard touchdown there. So, Trey Hassan, we talked about him before as well. Freshman quarterback coming off the bench, being clutch, tossing that 29-yard touchdown. So big stuff here, man, for those guys. And I just think it's great that, we're seeing that. So, seeing some good stuff. So, Taryn, really quick, man, taking a look at some of these guys, I just want to let you know how crazy this. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and get on to the next game really quick. But again, we're going to go over some commits right now where I'm like, man, these guys are just on another level, which is awesome seeing this, at this level. So with that, man, good football there on Thursday night. It was really cool seeing these guys get it, man. Go head-to-head, Milton and Buford, two Georgia schools there. But and I'm sorry, I don't know why I said I was thinking about this school, the green school, obviously Buford, red, white, and blue. I mean, Milton, red, white, and blue. But we're going back on into a little bit of more here. Taryn, this one was something else, wasn't it? We had here Grayson defeating Collins Hill, number 4 in the country, taking on Collins Hill. And well, this one wasn't as pretty, all right? Grayson, number 4 of the country, they won last year. Actually, Grayson, they also won state in their respective division of state in Georgia. And these guys, man, the Grayson Rams just started off, man. The Grayson Rams out of Loganville, Georgia, started things off with a bang. They absolutely destroyed Collins Hill. 51-3. I mean, oh my gosh, are you for real? Grayson has a list of players that are committed. I'm sure Collins Hill does too, but dude, this was just nasty one side. Do you have anything for this game?
Well, Grayson proved that they were the number 1 team in the nation. It was absolutely bonkers that they just wound up winning by such a big time score. But it was just banana loopies. I will give credit to Collins Hill for at least not getting shut out against the number 4 team in the nation. But honestly, this was kind of expected, and this is no disrespect to them. Once Grayson got the scoring going, it was pretty much just downhill from there. And their defense was also good. And what sucks is because the Collins Hill special teams kind of had a safety early on, which really kind of put them behind the 8 ball. But I will say that their special teams did make up for it as Phil Bonacci kicked a 26-yard field goal. This was in the first quarter with about 2 minutes to go. So at least they were competitive to start out. The only problem is that there's 4 quarters when it comes to the game of football. So unfortunately, they just had no answer going forward against a really good team in Grayson. But yeah, you're playing the number 4 team in the nation, and obviously there's going to be some nerves. And special teams has kind of got to clean things up too, because they not only had one punt attempt to go into the end zone on a bad snap, but they had another punt attempt go into the end zone, unfortunately, on the wrong side. So overall, it was just one of those. It was one of those games. It was a clunker game for Collins Hill, but Grayson proved its dominance overall.
Very good stuff there, and you're absolutely right. I mean, clunker, indeed. It sucks to see it, when the games are so one-sided early on, but this is what we're used to seeing early on in the year. But yeah, man, Grayson comes out, plays extremely well, and you nailed it, man. I mean, they had a great, on all levels, all 3 levels, special teams, defense, offense, they played, man. They played extremely well. And look at this, Teran. This is just crazy, man. Like, the stars in this game, the young stars, if you will, man. Grayson obviously led by their 5-star senior linebacker. Dude is so dang talented. Tyler Atkinson, who is committed to Texas, by the way. And in 2024, he was named the Max Preps National Junior of the Year after recording 166 tackles and 13 sacks. Homeboy can play some football, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you look at this list, Teran. Grayson, look at this. So 5-star Tyler Atkinson, okay? He's graduating next year. He's committed to Texas. He's awesome. I mean, he's getting it, man. This dude is 6'2", 210 pounds. He's ready. He is ready to get in there and play some Texas football, man, some Longhorn football. You have Travis Burgess, quarterback. He's also graduating this year. 6'5", 205 pounds. Out of going to North Carolina. Okay, he's already going. You have Anthony Davis Jr. going to Ole Miss. Okay, linebacker there, also graduated this year, going to Ole Miss. You have a junior, TK Cunningham, who is actually uncommitted at the moment. But he, of course, I'm sure receiving offers. But there are some uncommitted players in here, like Waylon Wooten as well, playing defensive line. But yeah, man, just take a look at a couple more of these guys. This is crazy. Look at Hannibal Carter Navies, I believe. Going to Kansas State, Lawrence Brown, North Carolina, edge rusher as well. By the way, Hannibal Carter Navies is a safety. Wide receiver, Dawson Quarterman, going to East Carolina. And he's, let's see here. Yeah, sorry, I already said wide receiver. Defensive lineman, Cameron McGee, big boy, 6'3", 300 pounds, man, going to Arkansas, and he's graduating this year. So, I mean, there's some major players in this game, man. And Collins Hill, no slouch. I just wanted to bring this up because, guys, of course, all this stuff we're getting here courtesy of maxpreps.com. But I wanted to get this out there, Teran. Collins Hill's no slouch, man. They got some dudes themselves, man. Defensive lineman Deuce Geralds, 6'2", 275-pound dude, man, going to LSU. He's committed. He's a 4-star. We have a couple 3-stars in here. Cantrell Webb going to Purdue. We have edge rusher. Wide receiver, Atticus Joseph, headed to Stanford. So, I mean, pretty cool, man. There's a couple unoffered guys here. It's not as big, even though the list isn't as big, as Grayson. But, you see this over here. You got some guys that are unranked, but at least one offer. This is cool, man. You got, looks like Stephen Barholo. He's got a couple offers: Memphis, Miami, Minnesota, Samford, the Citadel, and of Wofford. Joel Bradford, he's uncommitted as well, but Auburn, Georgia, Nebraska. I mean, we see here, right, Teran? These guys are solid, man. Ronald Moore, Purdue, South Carolina, possible there. So again, good football there, but just really Grayson got the much better of them, obviously being the better team. But good stuff there, and best luck to all those young men, man. But yeah, Grayson comes up with a huge victory there, and then we'll just go ahead and move right on, man. Corner Canyon. If there was ever any doubt, right? I mean, yeah, you feel bad for Bingham, you really do. But Corner Canyon starts off this season with a bang, man, just absolutely demolishing poor Bingham. I really don't even know what more to say for this one. But yeah, number 19, the best team in the state of Utah, man. I mean, this team is the only team that actually plays the likes of modern day St. John Bosco and the other giants around the country. We've seen these guys in action the last couple of years. But yeah, they absolutely destroyed Bingham 45-0, and it just wasn't good. So, Teran, you got anything for this one?
Yeah, Corner Canyon's quarterback, Helaman Kasuga, was big. 13 for 18, 284 passing yards, and 2 touchdowns. The run game was also pretty darn good as well, as Weston Briggs had 151 rushing yards. And they also got a rushing touchdown from K. Faia Cooper, who had 41 rushing yards. And then receiving yards, they had Kai Meza with a receiving touchdown with 145 receiving yards. He actually had a 97-yard. It looked like he had a 97-yard touchdown catch and run, which was absolutely unbelievable. So he's a name to watch out for. And that was about it in terms of offensive scoring. This was pretty much the same thing. The Corner Canyon got the early jump, and they just were not looking back. But again, it's just growing pains for Bingham. You're on the road. You are. What was it? I think it was on the road. You're on the road. You're facing one of the top teams in the nation. So overall, it's just one of those tough clunker games. But it's a long season, but it just shows that the Corner Canyon is just a national powerhouse, and they've got great guys on both sides of the ball.
They really do, Teran. And I mean, it just shows, again, these guys they're battle tested. They know where they're going. They know what they're doing. They're a great football team, and they play great football games, man. They challenge people around the country. Awesome job there by that, man. Those stats you read off were awesome. These guys are balling, and they're ready to win another title. I mean, this is awesome, man. So congratulations again to those teams. They played last night. So again, Buford, let's go ahead and recap it again. So Buford and Milton, number 13, Buford defeating number 22, Milton on Thursday night. Definitely not a clunker of a game and a fun one from start to finish. Then you get 2 clunkers here, but it's all right. Last night, Grayson defeating Collins Hill 51-3, and number 19, Corner Canyon defeating Bingham 45-0. So there you have it, man. We, obviously we're going to have much more coming on up here. We have lots of goodies in the high school football bin, if you will, coming on up. We have next week, man, I'm excited, Teran. We got some good ones next week. We have number 8, American Heritage, taking on St. Joseph's Prep. That's a Florida versus Pennsylvania game there. We got Grimsley, another team that just emerged out of nowhere. Remember last year we talked about Grimsley out of North Carolina coming out. I think they won themselves a state title in their division. Taking on West Charlotte in North Carolina next week. We also got the big boys coming to play, man. Number 2, St. John Bosco at Manatee in Florida next week. We have the star team of Two-A-Days back on MTV like almost 20 years ago when I was in high school. I'm old, but anyway, Hoover Buccaneers, man, in Hoover, Alabama. Number 6, IMG Academy is coming on over to play on that day next Friday. We have Corona Centennial, number 12, the Football Factory. Corona Centennial, Coach Logan's boys, taking on Servite out of the Trinity League. That's going to be a really fun one next week. We got that one. We got number 14, Mission Viejo, taking on number 16, Santa Margarita. Oh boy. And again, Teran, that's just what I mean, 8 miles. I mean, really, it's not that those two schools are so close to each other. Carson Palmer gets his first, look as head coach there of his high school football team. So good stuff there. We have number 3, Bishop Gorman taking on Centennial of Nevada. And we also have number 21, Sierra Canyon taking on J. Sarah Catholic. Some Trinity League action going on there from J. Sarah, Sierra Canyon, a pretty solid school as well from Southern California. So lots of good stuff coming up next week, man. Looking forward to that. Top 25 football around the country. But let's talk about the top 25, Teran. Once again, courtesy of Max Preps, man. Let's talk about this, man. There's some good Obviously, some great teams here, but let's go ahead and just take a few seconds to dive on into this. This is a really cool article on Max Preps, by the way, by Thomas Frey, man. Again, just check out Max Preps. We get all of our sources from here. Not even trying to hide it. These guys are awesome. They do their due diligence, and I give them so much props and praise. And obviously really helps us out here, give us our talking points on our show. And these guys are amazing. So again, guys, follow Max Preps. They are awesome. Make an account, man. Join, sign in. I mean, it is really cool getting to see. I always say, man, people who don't watch college football, I'm like, that's like watching part 2 of the movie, watching the NFL, but never watching part 1. Well, realistically, Teran, if you just watch the NFL, it's like watching part 3 without ever watching part 1 and 2, So it's that's the cool thing, man. So we love our high school football. We love our college football here, all levels. And of course, we love the NFL. But with that, Teran, let's get to it, man. Taking a look at some of these here, but obviously top 25 rank. Let's go ahead and let's just go from bottom to top, if you will. We have number 25, Rancho Santa Margarita. Okay, the Trinity League has jumped on in there. We have number 24, Grimsley, hey, out of Greensboro, North Carolina, as we talked about last year, winning the state title, looking good. They look strong. Number 23, South Lake Carroll, out of South Lake, Texas, strong team there. East St. Louis, Illinois. This school has been in and around this top 25 for years. Doesn't surprise me they're up there at 22. DeSoto, they got defeated by North Crowley last year. And of course, well, so did Duncanville. But DeSoto, man, strong team, always near the top. Very, very good Texas school here. Northwestern out of Miami. Well, those Miami schools will get you, man, because, yeah, we're going to see a few of those here in the top 25 at number 20. Number 19, St. Joseph's Prep. There it is. I mean, this school is exactly as advertised. Very strong school here out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Can't wait to see them in action next week. Now we have Corner Canyon that jumped up, actually. Then they're tied for 17 with Milton, which we just talked about earlier, too. Corner Canyon out of Draper, Utah, and Milton out of Georgia there. Number 16, Mission Viejo. Obviously, we know about those Diablos there. And number 16 in the country right now, out of Southern California. We have here Thompson out of Alabaster, Alabama at number 15. 14, St. Thomas Aquinas, who will be playing a game in jolly old London in a couple of weeks here. Pretty crazy. They are at number 14. Number 13, Bergen Catholic, which of course is just a powerhouse there in New Jersey, out of Oradell, New Jersey. Number 12, American Heritage. We've talked about these guys a time or two on this show, out of Plantain, Florida. Number 11, Chaminade Madonna. Yeah, I think, again, I like to bring this guy up because they've produced a lot. They really have, but there's a guy up there catching touchdown passes who is literally a man among boys. He was a man among boys in high school, Mr. Jeremiah Smith. Now he's up there in Ohio State doing this thing. As a freshman, he dominated. As a sophomore, he's going to be freakishly good. But a true freshman, by the way, he came from the school of Chaminade Madonna in Hollywood, Florida. And then breaking into the top 10, we have Buford, Georgia, looking strong there. Grayson, also out of Georgia, at number 9. Then we have a three-way, two-way tie. So I thought it was three-way, but tied for 7. We just skipped 8 there. But tied for 7, we have North Crowley. Of course, we talked about those guys last year, upsetting everyone in Texas, man, looking strong, out of Fort Worth, Texas. And Centennial, Corona Centennial, they're right there, tied with these guys, number 7. Then we have number 6, Duncanville, Texas. Of course, we'll talk about those Texas schools. And your current top 5, man, the IMG Academy out of Bradenton, Florida. Number 4, St. Francis Academy, that strong academy, those Panthers out of Baltimore, Maryland. And your top 3, Bishop Gorman, 2 years ago, the National Max Preps champion. Meals out of Las Vegas. Number 2, as you would guess, St. John Bosco, Coach Negros guys, man, they're just a strong team there out of Bellflower, California. And number 1, the reigning champs, who look like they'll probably do it again because they're really stacked. The Modern Day Monarchs out of Santa Ana, California. And there you go, Teran. Any surprise at all in this high school top 25, how it is at the moment?
No, not really. I mean, it's good to see Mission Viejo still on that top 25, and Santa Margarita is having a nice little surge. I really want to see what they could do under Carson Palmer as their new head coach. I think it's going to be a nice breath of fresh air, and I think Santa Margarita is going to be interesting just because who is the third best team from that Trinity League? Will they be vying for the 4 or 5 spot? Because if you get the 4 or 5 seed in the CIF Southern Section Division One playoffs, you're basically on the path of modern day. But if you vie for the 6 or 7 seed, then you'll be on the path of Bosco. So which of the evils will be a little less? We'll see Arcane make the jump because they've got some good players. They did have Gerard. They added Gerard Terry and Jamiron Tron Baker. Baker is going to USC, so that's a big get for the receiver core for Sierra Canyon. So that's going to be another team to watch for. They may be interchangeable in terms of the top 25. It all depends on what their schedule brings. They play in that tough Mission League, and then they've got a really tough non-league schedule, obviously. So we'll wait and see when it comes to the rest of the top 25. I think it's going to be a great year of high school football, and who knows? Anyone can beat anyone on any given night.
And that is the truth couldn't have been spoken truer, Teran. So let's get it, man. We are just rolling along here. Did you know that we're going to be playing a high school football game across the pond in jolly old England?
First time for everything.
This is fun. Well, it's been done before, but there's the thing. This is crazy, okay? So this is something really cool. And obviously, this is St. Thomas Aquinas. We just talked about those guys right there. They're going to play in London. Now, what are they doing over there? And for those of you who don't know, you might be blown away right now because you may not even know what this is. But this Florida powerhouse, okay, St. Thomas Aquinas, is headed overseas. The Raiders ranked number 10 in the nation because some Raiders have to be good, Teran. Some. Not the ones in Vegas. But some Raiders have to be good.
Yes.
So, I'm just saying, so good job, St. Thomas Aquinas. So, the Raiders, ranked number 10 in the nation, will play the NFL Academy in London on October 8th. My wife's birthday. That's awesome. At Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The same venue, obviously, that hosts the Premier League soccer, which is pretty sweet, and NFL games. So St. Thomas Aquinas is fresh off its 16th state championship, man. And they return plenty of talent, including receivers like Julius Jones Jr., Amari Stevens, plus defensive leaders like Christian Maru, Zayden Gamble, and Jaden Carey. All beasts, man. All commits, I believe. So, at least I think. But the NFL Academy is a program in the UK for 16 to 18-year-olds. We know, Teran, that they do their academies in soccer. Very famous thing over there. So, this is a program for 16 to 18-year-olds looking to develop through American football. So, they faced tough U.S. competition last year. They played De La Salle, which was pretty crazy. And they played the IMG Academy. and while they lost those games, okay, there was 2 others they faced, but they lost all those 4 games. They showed up, man, and they competed. So awesome. So now this matchup will give the Raiders a global stage and give London fans a chance to see elite high school football at one of the most modern stadiums in the world, which is pretty awesome. What do you think about that, Teran? Is that pretty cool, man?
Yeah, I think it's great for not only high school football, but great for London and whatnot. So I think it's amazing that we get this opportunity and that we get to see a lot of these. We get to see more variety because obviously it's possible to have an NFL game. And it just goes to show that St. Thomas Aquinas has the money to fund that, and it's just quite amazing how they're able to have that in London, which is never been happened before in terms of high school football. So it just shows that the game of high school football is growing just as much as college and football. So yeah.
Well, I completely agree. Sorry, I got an annoying trash truck coming, but just kidding.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's all good. But no. But yeah, man, I love this. Hey, it's all right. Shout out to Trash, man. They gotta do their thing, so we appreciate them. But yeah, man. So no, I really love this, man. Again, like I said, it's happened before. The NFL Academy is awesome. I think this is really cool that we're doing this. And I do believe that this is going to be a fun game. Obviously, who knows? I mean, it's St. Thomas Aquinas, man. I mean, let's just be real. They're a great football team. They'll probably go over there and win this thing. But who knows? The NFL Academy could shock us all, which would be insane. Oh my gosh, it would be absolutely insane for the top. I mean, this game has to count, right? So, I mean, if they were to pull off the upset, St. Thomas Aquinas is going to go backwards, which is crazy. But again, that's all in the world of football, right? High school all the way up to the pros. It's all about, what we do. It's all about how every single week you go out there and you ball. So I think this is really cool. And we're gonna see, man. So high school game in London coming up this year again on my wife's birthday, August 8th. I'm super excited for that one. It's gonna be fun, man. So really quick, but we're gonna just kind of rock and roll real quick through a few of these things before we go ahead and switch gears. But really fast there, I just wanted to have a fun little deal here for you. This is pretty cool. Again, courtesy of Max Preps. Check this out, dude. We got a pretty sweet little thing going on here, or a pretty sweet article here written by Thomas Frey yet again. This is cool, man. I like this a lot. I like this. We have more than 100 former NFL players that are high school football coaches or head coaches in 2025. I don't know if you heard this, but I did hear that Teddy Bridgewater is now no longer coaching and is actually making a comeback to the NFL.
I did hear that. That is correct.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I have mixed feelings. I mean, what he got in trouble for in terms of like donating was absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
He's trying to help the kids out, and the fact that he got in trouble for that is absolutely just sad.
Stupid.
It's like, think about the kids and whatnot. Like some of these programs, high school football programs, don't have like the funds like St. Thomas Aquinas or Mater Dei or St. John Bosco. So the fact that Teddy Bridgewater opened his wallet and helped out those kids was absolutely a class act. And for him to get in trouble is absolutely disappointing. I don't know who was the one that made that decision, but it really is just it's disappointing. It's head scratching. It's like, why are you punishing someone for doing a good deed? Like, come on. And for Teddy Bridgewater to make a comeback in the NFL, that's incredible. I mean, there's got to be teams that need a quarterback or a backup quarterback that are in desperate need of it. So it's great to see Teddy Bridgewater back in action. He had such a promising career until he unfortunately got injured, and it's just been an uphill climb for Teddy. But I'm glad he's making a comeback in the NFL. And to those that punish Teddy Bridgewater,
my apologies, Teran. Sorry about that.
And to those that punish Teddy Bridgewater, I shame on you. It's like, why are you trying to crack down on good things why are you trying to crack down on good people trying to do good things? If you want to be an owner, then go to the NFL, go to the NBA and whatnot, and and try to be Roger Goodell and whatnot.
Totally agree with that, man. And it is the God's honest truth. I hate that, and I feel so bad for Teddy, but it's all right. He'll make a comeback. I hope he does well this turnaround, this time around, and makes it happen, man. So total bummer there, but just big fan of this guy, and I'm hoping for all the best for him moving forward. But with that said, Sarah, we got to jump into this. This is crazy, man. This is a little fast one here we're gonna do, but former pros are now high school football head coaches. So let's I'm gonna fix that, but we got some dudes here, man. All right, obviously Carson Palmer. How was that meeting him?
Yeah, well, I will say I was a little flustered. I was like, oh boy, I'm meeting for a former NFL and college football great. So I was really scared. I was a little nervous, but I was able to keep my composure and whatnot.
And it's awesome though, man. I think this is great. I love it because you see a lot of these guys going back. But obviously, you see that. I thought this is really neat seeing these players do their thing and give back to the youth. They had great careers. Some of these guys had really good careers. Some of these guys had, some of these guys had decent
Careers.
careers. Some of these guys got a contract, okay, and that's not easy to get. Some of these guys got a second contract, which is one of the hardest things to do in all of sports because they'll get rid of you in the NFL very quickly. So again, man, I mean, it's crazy, but you got guy, and there is a list here of on Max Preps again by this awesome article written by Thomas Frey. But yeah, man, you got the likes of Nick Barnett. I know that guy. All right, Super Bowl champ. All right, he's at Del Norte High School, which is pretty cool in San Diego. Yeah,
Yes.
he had 1,043 tackles and 20 and a half sacks and 12 interceptions in a 10-year span from 03 to 13. Yeah, he picked off Michael Vick, McNabb, Rivers, Brady. I mean, yeah, I think that's a great head coach there, don't you think? I love that, having him coach there. Like I said, there's a giant list on Max Prep, so go ahead and take a look at all this. But I'm just gonna read off again some more because this is again really cool to see these guys, man. I mean, we have let's see, Robert Edwards, first round pick out of Georgia, rushed for over 1,100 yards as a rookie with the Patriots in 1998. He's doing his thing now, coaching over at Mount Vernon. Sorry, not Mount Vernon. Washington County. Okay. Out in Saundersville, Georgia. He's their head coach now, which is really cool to see that. We are seeing some more names here, obviously. Like I said, I'm trying to speed down the list, but obviously there's some big names that caught my eye. Kenny King. He had 18 tackles and 2 sacks over 11 games for the Cardinals in 2013. In 2003, sorry, before he was cut for injuries. Poor guy, man. I mean, it happens, unfortunately, but look at now. Here he is. He's the head coach of Daphne, Alabama. So he's over there at that high school doing his thing. Obviously, some gigantic, notable names coming on up. Hopefully, you know those guys at least. But Philip Rivers, he is the number 6 all-time leading passer with 63,440 yards. All right, from 04 to 2020 when he retired a couple years back. 8-time Pro Bowler, drafted 4th overall in 2004. And he has 2,965 career playoff passing yards. He is the new head coach of St. Michael Catholic in Fairhope, Alabama. I mean, guys, this is awesome. Also, right here by me, not too far here in the South Inland Empire, Tyree Robinson, man, Rancho Christian. This is cool. I see that high school a lot. In Temecula, California, man. He was a Cowboy and a 49er. He was on their active rosters in 2018, 2019. So what? He didn't go very far, have these crazy popping stats. He's giving back, man. You know what I mean? He's a coach now. He's a head coach. He had his time in the NFL. I thought that was awesome. So again, Darren, I mean, we can see some really cool names on here, man. So anybody you want to throw out there that you like on this list a lot?
Well, one of the reasons why Philip Rivers became the head coach of St. Michael is because his son, Gunnar Rivers, is a stud quarterback. He's a chip-off field block when it comes to passing the rock. So I think Gunnar Rivers, he's actually, I think he might be a four-star recruit come via 24/7 sports. And that's big right there. He's got a 91. And I think it's pretty awesome. His college list includes Auburn, Boston College, Miami, NC State, and South Carolina. So basically the East Coast schools and whatnot. So I think it's pretty awesome. But the interesting thing about Philip Rivers is that everyone's wondering, well, why did he choose to retire this year officially? Because he actually got calls from the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers about wanting to be a quarterback for their team just because those teams were having quarterback issues. I mean, the Niners, I guess, needed a backup quarterback. And I think maybe that one of the years was probably the year when Brock Purdy unfortunately got hurt. or
Yeah.
whatnot, or was still recovering, and there was no certainty when he was going to come back after that injury against the Eagles in the NFC Championship a couple of years ago. But Rivers still kept getting calls from the NFL, so that's why he retired this year, and he didn't retire after his final game with the Indianapolis Colts because he only signed that 1 year deal. So that's kind of that's a little bit of more lore when it comes to Philip Rivers and him being a head coach and him officially retiring from the NFL.
No, agreed. Totally agreed. He's amongst the greats, and that's really cool. I did not that little bit of information there at the end. It's pretty cool. Didn't know all that in detail. So pretty cool there. Good looking forward for Gunner, man. This guy's gonna be awesome. I mean, looking forward to seeing him out there playing his best and doing his thing, and excited for that. And Philip Rivers, of course, man, obviously a great Charger, if you will. You knew that, Charger man over here. So just awesome to see it, man. But yeah, man, a couple more. Brian Wagner out of Hilltop. Well, he's at Hilltop in Chula Vista, man. Punted for 506 times between 1987 and 1995. Broke a Super Bowl record by averaging 48.8 yards per punt. I mean, in the Super Bowl he played in. I mean, really cool, man, to see it. Sean Witherspoon, oh my gosh, yes. First round pick in 2010, had 8 sacks and 330 tackles between 2010 and 2017. He's at Pace Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. And I mean, I guess I just read off one more. Oh, actually, 2 more because their names are so dang notable. But Eric Weddle, what about this guy? He's over at Rancho Bernardo in San Diego, California. Yeah, man. He's a Super Bowl champ, had 29 interceptions and 9.5 sacks in a career that spanned from 07 all the way to 2021, man. This guy had a 14-year career, man, and just balled out, 6-time Pro Bowler. He intercepted guys like Peyton Manning, all right? He actually intercepted Peyton Manning in 2008 playoffs to send the Chargers to the AFC Championship. Teran really liked that game. But yeah, so, I mean, pretty sweet, right? And then obviously the last one I'm going to mention here because there's more, but Mr. Jason Witten is headed on to coach at Liberty Christian in Argyle, Texas. His 13,046 career receiving yards between 2003 and 2020 are second most all time for a tight end, which is crazy. That's awesome, man. The 11-time Pro Bowler topped 100 yards in a passing game 21 times. Sorry, 100 yards in a game, in a passing game. I guess it was a passing game for him. 100 yards in a game 21 times in his career. So, Teran, I mean, we got some dudes, right, that would be coaching some high school football, and it's really, really neat to see it, whether they're coaching their sons, whether they're just getting in there playing some, playing that head coach role to make some differences. Hey, they got money. They don't, you know what I mean? They're fine, and they're passing that game on to those youngsters to try to, keep this game great. So yeah, man, what do you think in closing for all these guys?
I think it's awesome to see these former players basically giving back to like certain teams and whatnot, and going home and whatnot. Like Carson Palmer that you just mentioned at the beginning. I think that was quite amazing. And Santa Margarita has needed that head coach because they've had too many coaching carousels to go for their liking. So I'm glad they found Carson Palmer, and hopefully he can turn Santa Margarita around and whatnot. And I just think that's awesome that these former players have found new passions and still are involved in the game of football without destroying their bodies at an old age and whatnot. So I like seeing these former players now coaching and making a reputation for themselves.
Me too, man. And a comment here by our very own Ricky Kiesler, man. Ricky hit it hard. It feels like the best pros, okay, or feel like the best pros that could be coaches are the ones that have gone through ups and downs consistently, like a Teddy Bridgewater. I agree with that so wholeheartedly, man. I mean, very good stuff there. It's awesome to see it, man. It really is. And I'm happy that I'm happy that we get to see that. Like you said, Teran, we get these guys that come back and just keep the game alive and pass that passion and shift their passion and pass it on. So great stuff there. So, all right, we're going to have one more segment here before we go and take our break and then shift on over to a little bit of FBS. Get ready for week 0 next week. Really fun Big Ten game coming on up. And then, of course, a little bit of NFL action in the preseason. Who's looking good so far? Who's not? But we have here a list and get another great Max Preps article here. But we have, Teran, some coaches that are actually, you know what? We can save this because I just wanted to, darn it, I did want to go through this really fast, but they did have, we'll do this really fast. So we have the Max Preps toughest high school football schedules actually coming up. Great article here. And I don't know, Teran, I mean, this one is going to be fun because, and I'm telling you, I know I keep on delaying the break here, but again, I just wanted to, get all this stuff in here. But yeah, Teran, ranked by Max Preps right now, we got some doozies in here. Okay, again, this article here written by Zach Poff, but looks like we have top 10. Okay, top 10 schedules, our toughest schedules here, and well, here you go, Teran. Let's do it. Top 10 is number 10. East St. Louis has the top 10. They have teams like Bergen Catholic, Gadsden County out of Havana, Florida, Bishop Gorman. Yeah, that's not easy. Edwardsville and IMG Academy. So, I mean, they got some strong schools there. Okay. We have Chaminade Madonna, obviously, who's got some teams like Edison and Miami, Monarch out of Coconut Creek. Let's see, Blanchielli out of Pompano Beach. Yeah, Pompano Beach. Cardinal Gibbons out of Fort Lauderdale. So obviously, Chaminade Madonna is going to have a strong, always a stacked schedule. St. Joseph's Prep. They have DeMatha, the mighty DeMatha out of Hatesville, Maryland. We have Good Counsel out of Maryland as well. LaSalle, these guys, LaSalle College High School out of Winmore. Roman Catholic out of Philadelphia. Sorry. I mean, there are some strong schools here. We also have number 7, St. Thomas Aquinas. They're going to be taking on teams like Columbus and Western. Okay, they'll also be taking on Chaminade Madonna this year because they're in their league. St. John Bosco, they have Manatee. Sarah, of course, out of San Mateo.
Yes.
St. Louis, out of Honolulu, St. Louis High School. And I think they got the Trinity League, which is hard enough as it is, including modern day. Orange Lutheran, they're in the Trinity League. They've all kill each other. This stuff, no, not literally, but they all bash each other. Speaking of Basha, Orange Lutheran, they'll be playing them this year. Sarah out of Gardena, Sierra Canyon, obviously the entire Trinity League, as I said, and Northwestern out of Miami. American Heritage, well, they got some monsters. Norland in Miami, Central in Miami. Edna Carr, that's the best school, of course, in Louisiana, or one of the top schools in Louisiana. And St. Thomas Aquinas, obviously, this year, they'll be playing them. So strong stuff there. Obviously, the team that gets to pick and choose who they play, St. Francis Academy. They'll be taking on Chaminade Madonna, St. Joseph's Prep, the First Academy in Orlando, Florida, Hun out of Princeton, New Jersey, the IMG Academy. Obviously, that's a great game. So, I mean, they haven't filled their schedule totally, but they got some monsters there. And then, of course, there are 2 at the top. Teran, do you see what I see at the top of this list?
Yeah.
Looks like Modern Day according to this article, Modern Day has the second hardest schedule, as Santa Margarita has the hardest schedule in the country. So Modern Day will be taking on St. Thomas Aquinas, Kahuku, obviously the rest of the, and the rest of the Trinity League. And I keep on saying that, Orange Lutheran, Santa Margarita, Servite, J. Sarah, St. John Bosco, obviously amongst the best teams in the country. And they even got themselves Corona Centennial, and they got themselves Bishop Gorman. So Modern Day has a stacked freaking list here. Okay, they really do. But according to this article, Santa Margarita has the toughest schedule in the country this year. And Teran, their schedule goes a little something like this. Mission Viejo, Centennial, at Highland, which is a strong school in Palmdale. Actually, no, sorry. Yes, they are Palmdale. I mean, solid school. I wouldn't call them like super top, but Oaks Christian out of
That's a
Westlake.
pretty good team right there.
They are a pretty good team. So Highland is pretty good actually. Sorry, they're a solid football team. But yeah, Highland. You have Bishop Gorman. Okay, so they're at Highland, at Oaks Christian versus Bishop Gorman. And then obviously the Trinity League at Servite, at Mater Dei versus St. John Bosco versus Orange Lutheran at J. Sarah Catholic. So Teran, there you go. Head coach Carson Palmer officially has the hardest schedule for his team in the country. Do you agree with that, or do you feel Mater Dei might have been, maybe a little tough for those guys? What do you think?
I think I agree with Santa Margarita being the toughest, just because Mater Dei, I don't know when this article was done, but Kahuku actually just recently lost to Kamehameha Kaplama a little while ago. I don't know if it was like last week or somewhere along the lines of earlier this week, but Kahuku did lose to Kamehameha, which is pretty fascinating if you ask me. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. Kahuku lost to St. Louis. So I'm sorry, my bad. So Kahuku lost to St. Louis, but they do play Kamehameha. But there's no shame in that because St. Louis is now the #1 team in Hawaii. They're #1 ranked via Max Preps in Hawaii, and they're actually a top 100 team. So nothing too shameful for Kahuku to lose to St. Louis. I guess St. Louis is the cut above the rest. So I think if you schedule St. Louis, you're over Kahuku, then you're doing something right.
Completely agree, dude. That is awesome. This is exciting, man. Good football there. Let's see who does it, man. And I love it, man. So, all right. So with that said, we got some coaches, and this will be our last segment before we go ahead and take our break and then jump into our second half. But Teran, we got some coaches here. Active coaches with 300 plus wins right now. Great article written here by Kevin Askeland. That is here on Max Preps. But yeah, Teran, it looks like here we got some coaches that are just doing the thing, man, that are legendary and should be honored for this, really, because you know what? This is awesome. I like this a lot that they're doing this. But before we take our break, is to honor a few of these guys. This is amazing. You have Coach John T. Curtis, who has 630 wins right now. The coach of John Curtis Christian, looks like, and River Christian. So that's pretty sweet. You have Robert Highland, who is the head coach at St. Mary's Springs. He's at 552 games. Incredible to think that, right? I mean, obviously, going back to John T. Curtis, I mean, look at the high school, name. And of course, the man coach, this is crazy, 1969 to 2024. So to last year, obviously, I think he's, still active. 56 years, man, he's been there and won over 630 games. Incredible. We have Robert Highland again, who I just mentioned, 522 games. He's coached there from 1971 to 2024, 54 years at St. Mary's Springs in Fond du Lac, looks like Wisconsin. We have Jim Roth, 506 games here, coached from 1984 to 2024. Man, he's 41 years in now at Southern Columbia. Southern Columbia area. Looks like Catawissa, Pennsylvania. Gary Rankin, 498 games won from 1982 to 2024, 43 years, man. He's coached at so many different schools here, including Smith County in Carthage, Tennessee, Riverdale in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Alcoa in Tennessee, Boyd Buchanan at Chattanooga, Tennessee, most recently. And this man has won over 400, close to 500 games here. And Tommy Knotts, I'll stop here, but this is cool, man. Tommy Knotts, 489 games, coached from 1983, 2003, and then came back. Looks like there was a year off there. Don't know the reason, and then 2005, 2024, 41 years, coached at schools like Harding University, looks like in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. West Charlotte, Independence, Dutch Fork, and Dutch Fork most recently. So, Teran, this is awesome, man. I got to give these guys a huge shout out for all these wins, man. They've been in the game a long time. These are, older men who have just put in so much of their time, to even get to this golden age of coaching football. And hats off to them, man. This is really cool. How about this list?
I think it's great. And what people, I think, kind of forget is that these coaches don't get paid too much. It's not like you get like a 5-year contract with like $112 million a year. No, it's like these coaches don't get paid, and their assistants don't get paid too much as well. I think they're getting paid like pennies on the dollar as well. So I think these coaches, and you also got to remember that they're sacrificing time away from their families, time away from their personal lives, and all that sort of thing. So for those coaches to be coaching for that long is quite astounding. And I think everyone needs to realize that these high school coaches deserve a lot of credit than most people give them credit for.
Oh, totally agree, Teran. These guys are awesome, and they deserve that salute. So you guys are amazing. Thank you, Teran. You hit it on the head, man. This is not easy to do. I mean, I even hear my head coach in high school and coaches in college and everything. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, this is not easy to do. It's true. There's so much time sacrificed away from your family. You're there from March, basically doing, single little practices to try to get a head up on everybody else. And you're going into spring football in April and May, and the summer is long. There's all kinds of stuff. There's lineman competitions, passing league. I mean, there are so many things. And then you get into the season. Well, camp is horrible. Obviously, we all know that, but it's just, big ups to these guys, man. You get to the season. Then for these teams who are really, really good to get into the second season, which is basically the playoffs. And for some of them, I mean, it's a third season because you get to the state level. I mean, these guys are going from March usually all the way to December sometimes. So it's awesome to see it. Thank you guys for putting that time and effort out there. And you guys are truly special, man. So with that, Teran, an hour into the dang show, we're going to take ourselves a break. It'll be a long one. When we come back, we'll just jump on into the rest of the deal, man. We'll be talking a little bit about FBS. Got a little bit of preview of week 0 games coming on up. We're going to hear from one of our very own, Mr. The Kill Mike, if you will, Big Mike, talking about Indiana and Notre Dame coming on up here. A little bit more videos sent in from our awesome colleagues here at IE Sports Radio. And then, of course, top 25 poll. And then who looked pretty good in week 1 of the preseason? Looking at you, rookies. And who to look forward to in week 2. So all that coming on up. You are watching 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that sports. Will be right back with all of that good stuff after this.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel,
a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go. For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Well, we've had ourselves one heck of a start so far, have we not? We've had ourselves one heck of a start, and well, we're an hour in. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you all so very much. We just finished up about an hour of high school football talk, man. Big ups and appreciate everybody, man, for tuning into that. Like I said, hey, high school football, this is where it all begins, man. I mean, sometimes even sooner than that, but obviously we stop here. This is all around the country. We love it. And certainly great to check out. So again, huge ups to everybody who tuned in for that, man. Great football here. Big Set Buford doing great this past week, winning a tough one over Milton. We have Grayson just dominating, Corner Canyon dominating. We talked about a high school football game in London. Oh, yeah. St. Thomas Aquinas taking on the NFL Academy, the top 25 schools around the country right now. Former pros that are now high school football coaches, which is awesome. Some of them coaching their sons, and got to love that. Toughest schedules this season in college football. All of this courtesy of Max Preps. And, of course, the salute to the coaches who have won tons of games, like over 500-600 games is amazing. So 300, 400, 500, 600 games. So really cool there. So, again, big ups to all those great people. Big ups to all you great people for tuning in. And make sure you follow us on X, TikTok, and YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff at IE Sports Radio. We truly appreciate it, man. We put in a lot of work here, and we're really doing our best to get sponsored and do some great things. And we're looking for some good stuff. So that said, guys, we're going to keep it going, keep it pushing. And well, Teran, let's roll on into something that we know a little bit, just a little bit about. The NCAA, man, Division I FBS is coming next week. We also have next week kicking off, and this is going to be obviously, they'll all be all on the same day on the 23rd. We have the NJCAA kickoff and the FBS kickoff, and of course, with the FBS comes the FCS kickoff at the same exact time. And it's my mom's birthday, so yay! So, all right, let's get to it, Teran. Talk a little bit about NCAA football, FBS Week 0. We have made it. All you football fans out there are so excited, I know, because this is huge, man. So for the first time in 20 years, though, we're getting a top 25 matchup in Week 0, which is cool. Teran, have you ever heard of Farmageddon?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get Farmageddon coming on up in Week 0, man. Iowa State taking on Kansas State. Gonna be a fun one, man. And this time it's in Ireland. in the Aviva Stadium, which is pretty sweet. Iowa State comes in at number 17, riding the high of their Pop-Tarts Bowl win. And we have Kansas State, who's entering at number 24 after a 9-4 season and a Rate Bowl win. Kickoff, of course, August 23rd, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. for us West Coasters over here, or 9 a.m. And over there, it's going to be probably 6 or something like that in the evening, 5, 6 o'clock local time, I believe, something like that. So this is going to be fun, man. And I am just looking forward to it, man. It's the Aer Lingus football classic, if you will. So instead of a sleepy week 0, man, we start the year off with a really fun game. It's a rivalry game. It's overseas. It's going to be really fun, man. So this is exciting. It really is. So we've only got 5 FBS games on August 23rd, next weekend. But there's plenty to talk about. We have Iowa State and Kansas State and Farmageddon, okay, in Ireland. We, of course, have this is cool. So first ranked, obviously, week 0 matchup in 20+ years. Both defenses are strong. Both teams return their quarterbacks and are being so early in the year. Of course, expect some sloppy play, of course, and a low-scoring game. But this one's cool, okay? Idaho State taking on UNLV. Okay, why not, right? New look UNLV under Dan Mullen, of course. I hate when coaches leave. Obviously, we heard from last week, Mr. Mike talking about, that head coach leaving to to Purdue. I just wish these coaches would stay. I wish these schools had enough money to pay these, because I would love to see UNLV jump up and be a strong school, and everything. But sucks. We got some comments here. Brian Frazioni says it's called week 0 and the number of games. LOL. Oh my gosh. Week 1 has lots of top 10 teams playing each other, but hey, it's okay. We got some good ones this time around. We have here Kansas State does not have a ranked opponent on the schedule after week 0. So this could be a huge game. Absolutely. Number 1 ranked Texas. Oh, there you go. So, okay, let's jump on into to this moving forward, though, man. We got that Idaho State versus UNLV game here. So, again, first
FCS versus FBS, right?
Yeah. So, again, it's a warm-up game. It's what it is. That's all these games are. I hate it, but that's just a tune-up game, if you will. Regardless, though, we'll see how Dan Mullen, looks with these guys here. They brought in a boatload of transfers, including Michigan quarterback Alex Orrig, I believe how you say his name. Idaho State, of course, gave up 77 points in a game last year, so expect fireworks, even if UNLV's defense still looks shaky. We have Fresno State taking on Kansas, actually. So Fresno's breaking in a new coach as well. Kurt Warner with Kurt Warner's son at quarterback, which is crazy. Kansas has Jalen Daniels back healthy and plenty of new talent around him. So the Jayhawks should roll at home. Then you have Sam Houston, who is brand new to the FBS, them climbing out of the FCS ranks. I don't know why you can't, North Dakota State. I'm sorry. I'm just very angry that they're not moving up to the FBS. But anyway, they're taking on Western Kentucky. So
Conference USA match, I think.
Conference USA, man. Once again, I think so. Yeah. So Western Kentucky once again has a transfer quarterback ready to light it up. We have Maverick McIver, I believe. We also have Sam Houston in its rebuilding, if will, with a ton of new faces. That's not a good mix against the Hilltoppers' high-powered offense, but we'll see how that goes. And then we have one more that I just wanted to highlight. Stanford taking on Hawaii. Why not, right? Stanford is apparently on the East Coast now. I didn't know that. My whole life, I thought Stanford was on the West Coast, Teran. I think I'm crazy. I think I'm actually crazy. But, they're in the ACC. So they're apparently on the East Coast. To think a school of extreme alums and very smart thinking people. Same thing with Berkeley. To think they had no geography. I guess money wins, right, Teran? So whatever. Anyway, Stanford is going to make that far trip from the East Coast to Hawaii. I don't care how dumb that sounds. I'm just putting it in perspective how stupid that is. Anyway, Stanford's in turmoil though after coaching changes, while Hawaii is finally trending up under Timmy Chang. So they've got young quarterback Micah Alejado and a strong returning core. The Rainbow Warriors could pull off a statement win in Honolulu. I'm just saying they could win this game. I don't know. Teran, what do you think about any of these games? Any other games for week 0 that you'd like to highlight?
Well, the Iowa State-Kansas State game, didn't last year we have an international game with Florida State taking on Georgia Tech where
Yes.
Georgia Tech pulled off that upset when Florida State was in the top 10?
Yeah, I believe so. That was last year.
Yeah, I do remember that international game. I think that was in Dublin,
Ireland.
I think it might not have been at the same stadium, but it's great to see that college football games are having international games, kind of like the NFL and whatnot. And what a great way to kick off week 0, a ranked-on-ranked match. And it's the first match of the season. So it's not just like going to be later on in the day. But I understand why they have it at 9 a.m. because you said it best. It's probably going to be like 6 p.m. in Dublin, Ireland. So that's kind of the kickoff matchup right there and whatnot. So, yeah, other than the Sam Houston State Western Kentucky being a conference matchup, I think this is pretty much going to be one of those weeks where it's basically the appetizer. I mean, Fresno State, Kansas could be somewhat good, especially since I didn't know Kurt Warner's son was going to be starting for Fresno State. That's going to be interesting. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty cool, though, right, Teran? I mean, I didn't know that either. I was like, oh, crap. that's different. Like, that's cool, man. Good call. All the best to him. And I think that's really, really, really cool. So I'm excited for that. And I really, really hope that we got some good football on that day. Obviously, we'll have some more right now. We'll get into in just a few moments. But yeah, Teran, I mean, really, when you look at it right now, I mean, I don't know. See, okay, let's go ahead and elaborate on this really quick because Ricky put something good in the comments here. Hawaii is favored in that game. Let's zero in on this game, Teran. Why am I so low on Stanford right now? Maybe it's because
they have not been the same ever since they got rid of David Shaw.
Stupid.
You know how many teams would kill to have a coach like him?
And again, Teran, they're supposed to be intelligent. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. And you know what? I don't care. Do you think I care who likes me and who doesn't, dude? I never have it. I never will. Look, dude. I'm just saying, to me, look, the collapse of the Pac-12 already just boils every bit of blood in my body. I mean, thank God I haven't imploded, okay? I mean, I cannot believe, I still can't believe the Pac-12 isn't a thing no more. But again, money is all powerful.
I think the Pac-12 is making a comeback in terms of
better.
Other teams. I think like some of the teams from the Mountain West will be moving to the Pac-12 and whatnot. I think Texas State is joining as well. So yeah.
Again, because Texas is on the West Coast. I'm a geography guy, man. I can't help it. I hate when I see
the Pac-12 Pac-12 next week.
Yeah, man. So right now, I don't know, but overall, I just feel like I don't know, dude. This is hard. This is this is hard. Stanford just isn't what they used to be at all. And I don't know. I truly feel in my heart of hearts that, again, going back to the comment here by Ricky, I'm serious, dude. I really do think Hawaii can pull this game off and win it. It says they're favored. He says they're favored. So Hawaii is favored in that game. Probably the best time to catch a power conference team that is trying to find itself. And yeah, I mean, again, dude, Stanford is not there. They're just not there. I fail to see anything positive right now about this team. They're just not there. And when it comes down to it, dude, I really do believe that Hawaii is making some jumps. No, Hawaii is not going to win the national championship this year. Let's not get crazy. But this is a game that I feel that they're it's just very winnable. Stanford is looking really pathetic, and I just don't see this team being very good. And Hawaii, well, they're used to being the team that gets like a tune-up game, right? They're used to being the team that gets blown out. So I like this. Let's go, man. I'm really excited for it. But I don't know, Teran, what do you think, man? Personally, what do you think? If we got to predict this game, we don't got to give a final score or anything, but do you think Hawaii's going to exit this one out, or do you think it's going to be a close one? Do you think Hawaii's going to turn on the Jets and run and destroy these guys, or do you think Stanford's going to show up and actually shut me up and everybody else who's doubting them? What do you really think this year for these guys?
Well, it might be a stinky game, but I think Stanford might edge this one out. Remember how last year that UCLA played Hawaii in Hawaii, and Hawaii was actually up on UCLA, and then UCLA started to get everything together, and they were able to barely squeak out a win on the road. So I think it's going to be the case when it comes to Stanford versus Hawaii, but again, it's going to be an ugly one.
It will. I want to see the Rainbow Warriors win it. I really do, because this is a great game for them. I just feel this is a chance. This is a chance. I feel like I'm singing Parliament right now. One nation under group. This is a chance. This is a chance. But it is, man. Like this is huge right now, because if they win this thing, Hawaii, this might catapult these guys. And again, I'm not saying they're going to win any titles this year, but it'll be a great win for these guys at home. I'm really excited. I want them to. I am pulling so hard. That is the game I am going to be enjoying next Saturday, man. I am so ready for it. And I truly, truly believe that Hawaii can win this thing. And again, I'm not trying not to be a jerk or anything about it, because it's not that I hate Stanford. It's just, they've done some dumb things. Obviously, the Shaw thing was just, yeah. And then obviously the collapse of the Pac-12. What do you do? I know. What do you join? What conference? Maybe there was nobody else to join, whatever, but I don't know. Maybe you should have just stayed in the Pac-12. Because there's Oregon State and Washington State are still there. They're just
they're still part of the Pac-12.
So why didn't they just play with 14? You know what I mean? Like, really, but obviously, man, that almighty dollar, man, oh boy, don't talk about money, right? I mean, I hate it. Again, proud capitalist, but man, there's some things where money has totally ruined, and college football is one of them. I do believe that these guys need to be paid. And and all that, but at the same exact time, man, some of this is getting a little ridiculous. It's just it really is a double-edged sword. It's hard. As a former NCAA athlete myself, it's hard, but it's hard. It really is. But when you got this conference moving and crap like that and all that, it's not easy, man. And again, I believe the college players need to be paid. That is paid, not played. That's for sure. Played in games, but not played in life. But when it comes to money stuff like the conferences and everything, where do we get the money from? Hey, they got sponsors now, bro. Like, let's just face it. It's always been a money grab, right? It's sad, when you see these conferences doing what they do and everything like that with these teams. But whatever, I guess is how it works, right? So whatever. Anyway, moving forward, man, just a quick little notable, if you will. Next week, let me go ahead and get this thing dialed up real fast. But next week, again, we also have the kickoff of the FCS and an NJCAA kickoff, man. We got Trinity Valley taking on Independence next week. So NJCAA kickoff is coming on up. We'll talk about that next week. But really excited for that, man. We got plenty to talk about there. Are we going to see Hutchinson and in Iowa Western go at it again? Or are we going to see some new teams this year? So really excited for the NJCAA as well. But moving forward into the top 25 poll. All right, Teran, let's do it, man. Let's go ahead and jump on in to this top 25. So I'm going to call this one poll chaos, because it is chaotic, man. This might be a wild year for so many reasons. Okay. So usually the AP top 25 gives us a clear number one, right? Most years it's Alabama. I don't know if I mentioned Alabama, but Alabama, Georgia. Right, Teran? You're right. Ohio State. Okay, right. But this year, buckle up, guys. The voters really couldn't make up their mind. And that means that some crap is coming, right? Some chaos. So Texas, man, yeah, they landed at number one. This is the first time in program history they've been in the preseason. I looked this up. I was trying to find some stuff before, but yeah, man, this is crazy. But get this: these guys only beat Penn State by 2 first-place votes, apparently. So the closest race for preseason number one since, I don't know how far we got to go back, but regardless, man, this is crazy. 6 different teams got at least 1 first place vote. What the crap? Apparently the last time that happened was 2016. So remember, neither Texas nor Penn State even made the national title game last year, all right? So what we've got here is the most wide open field we've seen in decades. The top 4 favorites, Texas, Penn State, Georgia, and Ohio State, all sit between 6-1 and 7-1 odds to win it all. And if you stretch it to 15-1, 9 different teams are in the mix, bro. So, and who are those 9? Most people are breaking in new quarterbacks, right? And in fact, 6 of the top contenders are replacing their starters. History says that's a tough road, right? But it also means somebody unexpected could break through. Oregon's sitting 12-1 right now, sitting there, but still chasing their first national championship. Notre Dame, they're hoping for Marcus Freeman and Jeremiah Love that can finally get them over the hump. LSU reloaded in the portal, and Brian Kelly is still searching for that first ring. Meanwhile, the 2 teams at the top, Texas and Penn State, haven't won a title in forever. Texas won one in 2005. Yay.
Vince Young's knee was down.
Vince Young's knee was down. Fight on. Anyway, they won it. Whatever. Penn State, dude, the last time they won a title, we weren't here yet, Teran. It was 1986, bro. But you want to know something even sadder? And by the way, to new fans tuning in, Teran will tell you I will find every possible chance I can to take a jab at the Raiders. Penn State's last championship was 1986. But Teran, the Raiders is even better than that, 1984. It's been 40 years. I'm sorry. I don't care. See, I don't need anybody to bash on the Raiders, man. I do it myself. Yay. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, the Longhorns are replacing a ton of talent, but keep coaching staff intact, right? For 5 straight seasons, they've done it. They've kept them, and which is pretty rare. They've had the coaching staff hasn't had a lot of changes, I don't think. So Penn State's managed to keep Drew Allar, Nick Singleton, Creighton Allen still there, and Daniel Dennis Sutton from basically bolting for the NFL, right? So you could argue that they're staying a powerful team, right? But let's be real. Being number one in the preseason usually doesn't end well. Okay, let's be real here. Only 2 preseason number ones have gone to win the national title this century. Obviously, we're 24 years in, but in Texas, well, they've got the worst championship odds of any preseason number one since Alabama's 2016. This is crazy, right? So, what's the takeaway here? The season is shaping up to be a cluster. Georgia isn't a lock. Let's be real. Bama isn't even the story anymore. and the field is wide open. If you like that unpredictability, man, this is going to be the year. This is why I'm actually really excited for. I'm always excited for college football, number one, even though it's kind of annoying to me now because certain things are changing and whatever, and you can't hit nobody. It's not as bad as the NFL, but but regardless, I've always loved it. College football is my home, and honestly, guys, this is probably going to be one of the funnest seasons we've seen. So I'll put it this way. Don't get too comfortable. If you think you know what's coming, if you think you know who's going to win the Natty this year in August, you're probably wrong. I'm just saying, man. So this is awesome. This just gives you so much of a back and forth, right? Texas, they're finally a preseason number one. Penn State is close behind. Wide open field. QB turnover everywhere. Crazy odds. And it ends with a fun punchline. So, Teran, that's a lot of crazy stuff I guess threw at you right now, man. Talk to me. What do you think about all that craziness?
Well, the fact that Texas, I'm not ultimately sold when it comes to Texas being number one either. I think Texas still has a little bit more to prove. I think what's going to be interesting is that Ohio State lost most of their roster. Can they shape up themselves? Can Penn State have a repeat performance from last year? Will Alabama be able to revive itself? Just a lot of storylines for this year in terms of the college football year and the FBS.
No, totally, man. Totally agree. And it's crazy to see it, right? So I'm loving it. Brian says here, the portal put Parsley against the SEC. Yeah, I mean,
to put parody in the SEC.
A parody. Sorry, a parody.
All good. No worries. No,
it's the truth though. They did because now the SEC isn't so dominant anymore. Anybody can be dominant. And again, Teran, can we just make like 4 freaking super conferences already? Right, Teran? I mean, can we just do what's inevitable already? Like, just do what we've been talking about for like the last 10 years at least. I mean, like you always call it, it's NFL Junior. It's what it is, and whatever. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to all this crazy stuff, man, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, you want to have some fun and try to see if we can pick a winner?
Well, perhaps,
wrong,
but I actually do want to circle back to the Pac-12. So the Pac-12 teams for July 2026 will be as follows: Oregon State, Washington State, Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Utah State, and Texas State. So there's actually only 8, but there's actually going to be 9 for basketball. And that 9th team is Gonzaga.
Hey!
So that's basically that'll classify them as a Power 5 conference if they get classified again. So that's basically your Pac-12 for July 2026.
I like it. Oh, I like that.
Might as well just be called the Pac State Conference, as every team has a state in their last name.
They're state schools. No, but that's awesome, dude. I love it. And why can't stupid Stanford and Cal go back? Like, I'm all for that. Like, why? I mean, come on now. Like, this is fun. Now can we get back to geography making sense again? Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know. I like this. This is gonna be fun. I am so excited for the comeback of the Pac-12 one day. And I would love it. I mean, I don't know if I told you this, Teran, but on college football, I had so much fun, dude. I created CBU. Lance up. I created UCR, Grand Canyon, and UC Irvine. I did.
Nice.
I did. And the Pac-12, it's like it's freaking sweet. It's super sweet. I put stupid Stanford and Cal back in there. I left everybody the way they are. I just brought over teams. I left everyone, SC, everybody, UCLA, whatever. I brought over some fun schools. San Diego State's in there. Fresno State's in there. San Jose State's in there. Oh, I had some fun, dude. I had some fun. I brought UNLV over. Oh yeah, I was like, let's
Nice.
do it. Like, let's have some fun. So hey, I'm just saying, it's but obviously it's very unrealistic because the most teams have a football team. And if they did, they would probably be FCS. So, but yeah, man, I love it. Ricky Keeler says here, I love the uniqueness of Oregon State playing Washington State twice in the regular season, and that is something that is real. It does happen. For instance, last week, Teran dropped a bombshell on us at the end of the show, man. Talk about Whittier's football team coming back. The Poets now have football for the first time in, what, about 4 years now? I think around there, a couple of years.
Yeah, they'll be back next year, not this year.
And it's awesome because, yeah, in the SIAC, they played, like, since Whittier fell out, it was everyone plays everybody once, but somebody plays somebody twice.
Yep. That is correct.
It was kind of annoying, but now that Whittier's back, that's not going to happen no more. But again, I like this because once, obviously, it is cool. It is unique, and we're going to have those asterisks. It's not an asterisk season, but, the seasons that are like the weirdos, kind of like, but when we get a full Pac-12 again, I'm excited, man. Let's get the Pac-12 back up and running. I don't care if it's a lower, if it looks like the freaking AAC or the Sun Belt, okay, or Conference USA. I don't care what it looks like. I just want Pac-12 football back. I'll forever be an SC fan, but these fools chase the money, and what do? It's what you do, right? That's what we all do. We chase the dollar, so whatever. But I just like it. I want to bring back that Pac-12, and I think it's amazing. So, but yeah, good stuff there, man. And it's exciting. It really, really is. So anyway, Teran, anything closing here? Anything fun you want to bring up here for the last? And I know you probably got something good, because we're going to head on to the NFL really quick for preseason stuff, and then we're out of here for the day, man. So anything fun you want to talk about with college football at the moment?
Well, I do want to give some storylines for the Big Ten. So a few storylines that I have are, will Ohio State replicate its success? Will Penn State be able to finally get over the hump? Will they be able to beat like the teams like Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State? Will Illinois actually be the real deal? Because Illinois is kind of in that same bubble that Penn State was previously. Illinois is good to make a bowl game, but not good enough to either win the Big Ten or make a push for the national championship. And then another storyline I have is, will Husan Longstreet challenge Jaden Maiava for his starting job at USC? Because in case some of you don't know who Husan Longstreet is, he's a stud quarterback. He started out at Los Alamitos High, then went to Inglewood, then transferred to Centennial his senior year, helped lead the Huskies to the CIF Southern Section semifinals. And he was originally committed to Texas A&M, but then flipped his commitment to USC. And during that Vegas Bowl game, when USC, ironically enough, played Texas A&M, Husan Longstreet actually attended that game and was on the field getting some reps in, but he couldn't play because he wasn't eligible yet. But he was just learning the whole offensive scheme from Lincoln Riley and from Jaden Maiava. And it wasn't an easy decision for Lincoln Riley to name Jaden Maiava the QB1, because Husan Longstreet was putting his head down and grinding it out. So we shall see what happens with Husan Longstreet and Jaden Maiava. But Maiava has a good wide receiver, maybe the best wide receiver in the FBS in Mekhi Lemon. So all eyes will probably be on USC. They'll probably be better this year, but honestly, Maiava better be watching out on his decision-making. If he has the same decision-making that he had against Notre Dame and in the first half against Texas A&M last year, he could probably be on the bench, and we could be seeing Husan Longstreet. So I think that's it for my four storylines for the Big Ten, just because it's a Power Four conference, and I don't want to eat up too much when we go to the NFL. So there you go.
Well, there you have it, man. Well, comment here. Curious to see if Nebraska can take that next
They're
step.
An interesting team this year. I think that's another big storyline. Can Nebraska actually take the next big step? Can they be in the echelon of challenging their way for not only a bowl game, but maybe the Big Ten championship or a college football championship? So there's that right there. And there you go.
No, totally with it, man. And okay, so we have, obviously I forgot here, I didn't want to skip these, but we have 2 videos here, okay, coming up from our boy Mike, of course, the host of Second and Scheming here on iSports Radio. He sent me 2 videos here over the week, sorry. And I love it. He's talking about, of course, starting things off, talking about Indiana. He's an Indiana man, so the Hoosiers. And then he finishes up with some Notre Dame. So last week we had some great stuff. We talked about those Nebraska Cornhuskers, of course, with Tyler here of IE Sports Radio. We had some other great input here. We saw our boy Dan Vicolic jump in here talking some Badgers. So we had some good stuff last week, man. We really did. So let's move it on in here and give Mike the floor. These are, about 5-minute long video. So it's kind of like another break for us, Teran. So let's go ahead and see what he's got to say. Indiana Hoosiers talk, man, here on IE Sports Radio. A team who, honestly, they surprised the living crap out of me last year. I never in a million years thought I'd see them go that high. So I just, wow, they blew me away. But okay. Well, let's go ahead and hand it on over now to our very own Mr. Mike, the Chill Mike, if you will, and talk about their season preview. All right, so let's do this thing, y'all. You are watching 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after Big Mike talks about Indiana and Notre Dame. Well, we'll talk about Indiana first and then come back and then talk about Notre Dame. Let's do it.
Hey everyone, Big Mike here, Indiana Insider here at IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all of the sports. Let's get back to talking some college football, and let's talk those Indiana Hoosiers. What a run last year. I mean, you're talking about a team who has the most losses in any other major program in the country. And for them to flip the script and make the college football playoff, are you kidding me? Just an absolute magical run last year. Now, I know the schedule was what it was, and that's what happens when you're used to losing, and you get schedules like that. But hey, players play, and they beat everybody who's in front of them except for Ohio State, by the way, national champs, and then losing the first round of the playoff, at Notre Dame. Some will take some little bit of solace in that score. That score was not as close as it indicated. I know it says it's 27-17. That was not that close, but that's okay, because what Cignetti did, turn his team around like that, and for them to make a college football playoff is absolutely insane. So it's a magical run for the Hoosiers. So now that leads us to this year and what's next. There's people that's got some really high expectations for this Indiana team. I'm not. While my expectations are high, I'm not going to go too overboard here, I don't think. First and foremost, there are 3 openers. That's always what they have. They always have the 3, Division II type opponents. And that's what they have this year. That's going to be like that for a few more years, just for contractual reasons. So it is what it is. But open up August 30 at home against Old Dominion, followed by Kennesaw State, followed by Indiana State. Look, that's going to be 3 wins, and probably by a lot. Because you look at what this team has brought back from last year's team. Just virtually everybody who could stay did. And then you add, Mendoza from Cal as your quarterback, who's getting some pretty good hype already. You kept your star receivers, your best pass rushers back. Everybody's stayed, which is kind of unheard of in college football these days. So, hence why the high expectations. So we'll take those 3. Those 3 easy wins for IU. Game 4 is Illinois. That's going to be an interesting one to me. Illinois is getting a lot of pub as well. There's a lot of people who think they can make a run at the college football playoff, bringing a lot of guys back from their 10-win team last year. So we'll see. It's at Indiana, so I will give the edge to Indiana at this point. We're still a little ways off, so we'll see. But I would say Indiana in a battle should get that one. Then this is where the schedule gets tougher this year, and rightfully so. But they go to Iowa. Not a lot of people picking Iowa, but playing Iowa in Iowa is never easy. Doesn't matter the year. They're just always stingy there. Then they get a week off, and then they go to Oregon. And that's going to be one I think most are going to say, it's probably not getting that one. Come home to Michigan State. You should get that one. Then you got UCLA. You should get that one. Maryland could be tricky. There's some people picking Maryland as a surprise, so that could be tricky. At Maryland as well, so I would expect IU there, but it should be a fairly good battle, I think. Then you got November 8th going to Penn State, and that will be right after Penn State, Ohio State had played each other. So you could get a really angry Penn State, or maybe you catch them after their big win. Who knows? But regardless, going there and winning is not easy. That's gonna be a tough one for IU to win, I think. Then you come home to Wisconsin, wrap up at Purdue, the Oak and Bucket. Purdue's obviously in a rebuild, so they'll win those last two. I'm going to give this team, I think 10 wins. I think 10 wins for them. I really do, and I think they're going to be a team that's kind of hanging around. They'll be in the talk of the college football playoff. I think I'm not suggesting they're going to make it, but they will be in the discussion. There's zero doubt in my mind about that. Barring major injuries, of course, what have you. But I fully expect this Indiana team to compete. And it compete at a high level, and continue to do so. This is not just this is what last year was not a one-off, and they will prove that this year. But like I said, to me, 10 wins. I'm thinking they probably don't get into the playoff, but you never know with how things roll at the end of the season with championship games and what have you. They might be the beneficiary of someone losing. So, but they'll definitely be in a discussion about that, no doubt about it. So. A couple more weeks to go, so until then, go Hoosiers.
All right, Teran, there it was, dude. You got Big Mike talking about his Hoosiers. What do you think, man? He says, don't expect it, but it's possible that they can have another great year. I mean, that's what I got from it. He's looking at the season. He says, hey, we look like we got some good stuff coming. I don't know, man. Dude, what do you think? You agree? You disagree? You feel that they're going to be a special team again? You feel that they're on the radar now and they may not be as good? Do you feel that, hey, no matter what happens, they're going to come break out and be solid? Do you feel that they're kind of doomed? I mean, where are you at with these guys?
So I definitely think that Indiana can be something special. I don't think they're going to replicate the success like they did last year. Like what they did last year was pretty incredible up until they lost to Ohio State, then Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to take some time to get used to not having Curtis Rourke at quarterback. But honestly, I think Indiana can definitely do some great things this year. I mean, they'll probably be the team that is good enough to make a bowl game just barely, mm-hmm. but they're not going to be as good as everyone else in terms of like trying to make the Big Ten championship or vie for a national championship, because they've got Illinois, they've got Oregon, UCLA. I think they've improved, even though because UCLA, something I forgot to mention is that UCLA got Jaden Mayava, and I think even though they don't have the flashiest 4 or 5 star players, I think UCLA could still probably give Indiana a little bit of trouble. And I think UCLA wants to get their lick back after losing to them last year, after getting humiliated by Indiana last year. And then Penn State will still be tough. And so I feel there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 losses on the schedule. Maybe 5, maybe 6. But I think it's going to be close for Indiana to get a bowl game, but I think Indiana will just probably eke out a bowl game or eke in a bowl game.
That's fair. I'm right with you. They'll have some nicks on that schedule, but how many? I think they're going to have a winning season. They're going to win more than they lose. That's already a positive, right? So how many more? And let's see. So I think they can do it again. I think they can replicate that success. Screw it. I want to be optimistic about these guys. I like them. Let's see what they do. Let's see how it's done. And there you have it. So, all right, Tim, let's go ahead and roll on now into the second video from Mike here and talk a little bit about a team that from way up north in Indiana, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. All right, so once again, Big Mike, take it away.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Big Mike here, Indiana Insider for IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And wrapping up college football preview, we got to save what was the best for last in the state of Indiana. That would be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish national runner-up, which is painful, but after the way the season started, the fact they made the run they did to become national runner-up isn't also bad. Most of us have still not forgotten them the loss to Northern Illinois when the fan base pretty much wanted everybody fired. And funny how that turned out. Now Freeman's, worst practically, but we'll get to that in a second. But obviously it was a good run last year. Riley Leonard coming over from Duke. And, he was efficient enough. Obviously, he wasn't flashiest guy. The receivers there were not the flashiest receivers, but those running backs were pretty good. And guess what? They're back. So we got Love and Price back again. They've added a few guys in the backfield as well, so their running backs are deep. So looking forward to seeing how explosive the running game is for Notre Dame this year. Linebackers look good. They get some DBs back from injury from last year. The team's loaded. The team is very loaded. And expect another potential deep playoff run from this team. Again, barring injuries. So, let's talk about that. They open up relatively, I don't say tough, but not an easy start to the season. Now at Miami, August 31st. That's a primetime game. And then home in they get a week off. And then home to Texas A&M. So the first two games, you get the U, and you got Texas A&M. Those first games you just kind of never really know. I'm not a fan of them. I'm not confident in the U. Those of us who watch IE Sports, you all see that. But I digress. But that's still not going to be an easy open at Miami, at Texas A&M. Or I'm sorry, home to Texas A&M. Which you get a week off for that. I like their chances with A&M, no doubt. And then home to Purdue. Again, Purdue's rebuilding. That's a win. At Arkansas could be interesting in an SEC school. I still think Notre Dame's a better team, so I see Notre Dame there. Home to Boise State. Boise might scare them a little bit. Those are the games that, worry me a little bit, just because, teams can just have an off week or, just don't have the intensity, the preparation they should have. It's just how these things go. But I like that one. NC State at home, I like that one. SC at home, that's a rival. So to me, that's when you throw stats out the window, man. It's a rival game. But at home, give me Notre Dame. Away at Boston College, also a little bit of a rivalry there. It's a little older rivalry, if you will, but I'll still take Notre Dame. Then we go back home to Navy. Give me Notre Dame again. At Pitt, that could be one. That's definitely one you don't want to rest on, if you know what I mean. So, but give me a tough Notre Dame win there. And finish out with Syracuse at home and on the road at Stanford. Look, I'm seeing the over-unders here. 10.5, so I'm seeing for over-unders. I'm leaning over. I think this might be an 11-1 type of year, again, for Notre Dame. Obviously, the big thing's going to depend on the quarterback play, right? It looks as though it hasn't been official yet, but it does look like CJ Carr is going to be the guy. He's a 5-star recruit. He's got NFL scouts already, checking him out pretty heavily. True freshman. So there might be some adjustments there, some jitters. He just has to manage, I think, really, to at least to start, because the skill around him is good enough where he can do that. So you might see some things there. That's why the Miami game were a little bit, just because it's the first game. You don't know. But regardless, even if they were to get upset now, I think it'll be just like last year. That's going to ramp up. That's just going to motivate them, and they'll probably run the table at that point. The schedule, in my mind, is favorable for that. Most would not consider this an overly difficult schedule. To me, it's kind of in the middle. It's favorable, but they're also prone to a few upsets in here too. But I think, as I said, the way Freeman's got these guys rallied around him and his leadership, I'm leaning over here. I think it's gonna be another really good year for Notre Dame, and I'm. Obviously, if they're not a college football playoff, it's going to be a huge disappointment. So, again, we'll see how the quarterback play goes, but I fully expect this team in the playoff and to make some noise yet again. So, go Irish.
And there you have it, man. Go Irish for these guys. You know what, Teran? I can't say nothing too much about this. I can't. Notre Dame is good. They're a good football team. They had a crazy year last year. They got all the way to the Natty, and unfortunately for them, they met the Buckeyes. That was that. But hey, it was a great game. They played. They came. They showed up. They didn't roll over. Look, it's football. There's going to be a winner. There's going to be a loser. There's no ties. Okay. I mean, there can be, just for sake of not being there for 5 hours, or a day or two, turning into a cricket game, a cricket match. But if you will, yeah, I do believe that Notre Dame is going to come back and be every bit of what Notre Dame was last year. They're good. They're rallying around Freeman. They want to play for Freeman. Freeman's the kind of guy you run through a freaking brick wall for. I mean, I know that's cliche, but it's the truth. He's just a player's coach. I like him. What do you say? And as an SC guy, it makes me sick because I want to obviously, beat them and look better. But right now they look good. Notre Dame looks very good. And I just feel like they have a lot of positivities. How you feel about Notre Dame, Teran?
Yeah, Notre Dame, I think, is look. There's no dancing around it. I don't think they're gonna have too much trouble with their schedule. Maybe A&M will give them a rough time. Boise State isn't as good as they were last year. I doubt SC gives them a run for their money, unless, of course, Mekhi Lemon goes off that game. Navy could possibly put a scare into them, but it's at Notre Dame, and I don't really see any other team maybe challenging Notre Dame. Maybe Arkansas, but honestly, this Notre Dame team could run the table again. I just don't see a team that might challenge them. So, but again, maybe week one they get challenged by Miami. It is going to be in Miami, so we'll see how Notre Dame does outside of South Bend as opposed to playing on the road.
Agreed. And I love some of the comments here, by the way. Well, I love all the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in here and being a part of it. But yeah, man, no, 3 ranked teams in the first 5 games for Notre Dame, as well as an SEC road trip. So fun stuff there. That one stands out. Or the one that stands out is Boise at South Bend in October. I think that's the 3rd. So that could be a Boise's playoff type game. It could be. And it's true. They're not as good, and I wish they were. Man, I wish Boise State could be a part of the Pac-12, man. I mean,
they are going to be a part of the Pac-12 next year.
They are. I wish they could be this year is what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, sucks. I like the Mountain West too. I want the Mountain West to survive too. But anyway, we'll have more teams up and coming. Hey, maybe one day we'll see CBU in there, right? And UCR defending. So that'd be fun. But anyway, Teran, this is fun, man. I really do feel that Notre Dame's going to be strong. They're going to be good. Brian says here, hopefully BC improves. We could do a face-off for that game. Can you imagine that game? That'd be something, man. But look, I do feel this is going to be a good one. Boise State should close out their year in the Mountain West with a probably undefeated title, maybe not except for this game, but they'll probably win this thing and go undefeated in the Mountain West. Regardless, they're a great team. But anyway, man, big ups to those guys. And Notre Dame, man, they just they're a team. They're a good football team, and they're coming for it, man. So all right, Teran, let's go ahead and move on into our final segment, man. This is going to be pretty quick here. So NFL preseason recap 1, if you will, or week 1 recap. NFL rookie report card. Who aced it? Who flunked? And who shocked us? So I want to get back our classic green there. Sorry. There we go. A little bit better. All right. So real quick, Teran, what in the crap? I mean, this was a fun weekend. We just had obviously the Hall of Fame game and all that good stuff there. But let's take a look at these rookies, right? And take a look at who did what. Okay, obviously, scores don't matter, but absolute standouts for me, Abdul Carter, bro. Yes, Abdul Carter. He looks good. Right? Like, he's with it, and it's awesome to see it. So he's doing it. I mean, he had I think 3 snaps, rushing the passer, 3 pressures. Obviously, he's not elite or whatever just yet, as we call in the NFL, but the guy looks pretty damn good. Okay, Will Campbell, he didn't give up a single pressure and was bulldozing people, man, in that run game. He looked amazing. I liked him a lot for the Patriots. Jackson Dart, what? Excuse me? I remember that name. Well, Jackson Dart, man, the Giants have something here. 154 yards, a touchdown, some juice with his legs. What? Yes, it was against backups, but hey, an A is an A. Right, Teran? I mean, dude, what in the crap? He looked good, man. Also, Josh Simmons. This dude looked good too, man, for the Chiefs. Big offensive tackle. Fresh off a torn patellar tendon last year, man. Unfortunately, poor guy, but thank God he's back, and he comes out looking like a stone wall, dude. He looked good. That's a Rocky style comeback, if you will. This guy looked really, really, really good. So those are my like hardcore A pluses. The guys that did pretty good, man. Cam Ward, he looked pretty good. He looked calm, showed off some pretty, some good arm strength there, and didn't make too many crappy decisions. He looked pretty good. Titans fans might be pretty excited for this one. Teran McMillan, he was good. I wouldn't call him super duper crazy elite in my top for this past week, but 2 catches, 43 yards, 30 yards, beautiful 30-yard beauty down the field. I mean, this guy looked good, and honestly, he could be really good for Bryce Young. So Carolina really needed this. Kenneth Grant, he looked good for the Dolphins. High motor guy, disruptive, played like a guy who's already played in the NFL. I mean, the guy looks good, man. We have James Pierce for the Falcons. I liked him. I mean, this guy is a monster. He came out playing really, really good. And Malachi Starks looked really good too, playing everywhere, man. This guy, I think he got in like all over the back seven. Like, I think he got that linebacker, if I'm not mistaken. He was a DB. Like, this guy is freakishly good. He reminds me of do you remember Julius Peppers? Like a guy that like a tweener, you know what I mean? Like a guy that can just be everywhere. He's hybrid, So the struggle bus. I'm sorry, but okay. Mason Graham for the Browns. He had 13 snaps and 0 impact. He didn't really do a lot. I don't know. It was good that he got some experience, and I know it's his first game, but it wasn't of my top. Who knows? Maybe this week he'll blow off the top. But Ashing Jeanty, I'm sorry. 3 carries, -1 yard. This isn't his fault, but the stat looks horrible, and he just didn't. I don't know. I know he didn't get that much of a chance either, and I get it. They're really riding him to be that number one, but in his first performance, if you're just going to look at the performance alone, it wasn't very good. And Tyleik Williams for the Lions. I don't know. He worked. It wasn't, he didn't do some stat stuff, but sometimes, Teran, you don't need to. You know what I mean? You don't need to. I can recall a game that our very own Teran Rodriguez called a couple years back when I was playing for the Southern California Warriors. And, I had like maybe 2 sacks in that game. But more than anything, I was bulldozing the center and letting my linebackers flow. I mean, that's what it takes sometimes. That's what it takes. So, maybe the stat didn't look so pretty. So maybe I was a little harsh with him. I think he's the best of all of those because he's a team player kind of guy. I still give him like a solid B+, but it wasn't, I wouldn't say struggle. I'll put Tyleik Williams up there because he looked actually pretty good. And then the biggest surprises, man. Gray Zabel for the Seahawks. Dude looks like a monster. He was an FCS player, man. Like it's crazy, I think, right? But dude is that's right, he was. And he's freaking good. Like Emeka Egbuka for the Bucks. 1 catch, but it was freakishly good. And it was a great catch. He looked good, man. Like he just looked good. I don't care. And then Jahdae Barron, I think it's how you say his name, but for the Broncos, he actually looked good too. He played 11 snaps, 2 tackles, and he looks good in coverage. Put the clamps down in coverage. He looks very efficient, and overall, that's pretty good. So anyway, man, those are my guys. I once again didn't want to sit here and take forever, even though I did. Ricky says here, yeah, Tyler Warren did real good. No, I agree. He did really, really good as well. Henderson having thank you for that one there, Brian. Ricky says here, Henderson having the kickoff return for touchdown was good. Yeah, well, good surprise. So excited for his potential in Foxborough. Absolutely. So, Teran, who have you got, man? What do you want to throw out there? Who do you like? Who do you dislike? What about week 1 in the preseason about these youngsters that did you see?
So for the Chargers, I liked Eric Rodgers. I know he got hurt toward the end of the Saints game, but he had 2 interceptions, one of which was a pick 6 for the Chargers, which really helped them get some separation against the against the Saints in the win. And then Dale Vaughn Campbell also stood out for the Chargers in terms of the receiver room. And then I liked what Tyler Shuck brought for the Saints. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think he's certainly going to be better than Spencer Rattler, because the Saints actually played a majority of their starters in their game against the Chargers as opposed to what the Chargers did. But I think Tyler Shuck is going to be that quarterback one. I think he's going to be something special. I know he had that pick 6, but that was pretty much his first series. The second series was just a 50-ish yard bomb to his receiver, which was absolutely amazing. So I think Tyler Shuck will be great. And he'll be serviceable for the Saints. Obviously, the Saints aren't going to be winning too much this year, but you never know. And then for the Rams, I had Cody Schrader looking pretty darn good. He was pretty good in the run game as well. Xavier Smith was also pretty solid as well. So I think overall those were kind of my standouts in terms of the Rams and Chargers, and from what I saw last week.
Awesome, man. They did some good stuff there. Really good observations. And anybody else, if you want to jump in again, I mean, just let us know, who you think were your biggest standouts. Like I said, I was really amazed with some of these guys. And I mean, I'm not saying amazed, like, oh my gosh, they're going to win a Super Bowl now. Like, but I'm just saying it was good.
It's only preseason.
But again, these are just, it's good to look and say, hey, look, this guy looks good. These guys look good. That guy, like that's what we're talking about, So I like it a lot. I think it was a good, a good run for some of these guys. Like I said, Will Campbell, man, this guy looked great. I mean, they really had some juice this week, and I was really excited for some of these guys, man, that got out there and balled. So yeah. So anybody else you want to throw out there, man, or is that
I think it's pretty much it for me.
Okay. So last but not least, let's go ahead and just talk about what to look for in week 2, man. So we're going to jump ahead and NFL preseason week 2. What are we looking for? Well, this is what I got, at least. Okay. So we have some fun games coming on up. We've already had some play, but just look for Abdul Carter again. This guy's going to be really good in the NFL. I like him. I think he's going to be solid. Continue to look at Will Campbell. This guy is a stonewall, man. Like I said, this guy's really, really good. Jackson Dart, again, just watch him play. I really think that the Giants have something here for the first time in a while, and this looks promising. Again, I'm not saying they're going to win the damn Lombardi this year, but I do think that they're going to be pretty good. Not pretty good. I think he's going to be pretty good, and if they can build a team around him, the Giants will look better. You have guys like Cam Ward, who I think really can watch him again. Let's see what he does. Number 1 overall draft pick. Let's go. Tedero McMillan again. Let's see. Let's build the chemistry between him and Bryce. Let's see if he can, get out there and make some more big catches. And another dude, I don't know. I guess if I have to look at anybody else, like just looking forward, look, let's not write off guys like Mason Graham or Ashton Jeanty. Let's see how their performances this week and how they go. But those are just all, kind of reactions or whatever. But overall, I feel like we got some good stuff there, to look forward to. But anyway, with that, there you go. So Teran, what are you looking for this week? Anybody you're looking forward? Anybody you haven't seen just yet? Anybody you want to see out there playing, or that you would like to see do good, or obviously you want to see them all do good. But you know what I'm saying? Anybody out there that you're really itching to see?
Yeah, I think this week is going to be a better week for Ashton Jeanty. I think there's not going to be a scenario where he's going to have -1 rushing yard. So I think last week was kind of a little bit of a get his feet wet type of game, because you're facing against players other than yourself. So I think expect a big bounce back game from Ashton Jeanty. And I'm really interested to see what the Chargers and Rams can do. I only wish this was actually going to be televised, NFL Network. Shame on you for televising Broncos Cardinals over this, as well as the battle of MetLife with the Jets and the Giants. So You couldn't have made this exclusive to any place else. Like, why you gotta do this to us Los Angelinos and Rams and Chargers fans?
Agreed, man. No, I get you. It's the truth. I mean, I wish it'd be a little bit different here, but
Guess I could watch on the Chargers app or Rams app.
I know. Didn't you buy something like a subscription last year to watch the Chargers somewhere?
Yeah, it was ESPN Plus from my own account, and they played the Cardinals on Monday Night Football.
That's right, and they lost.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Teran was like, yeah, I remember you were so mad. You were like, I blew money to watch them lose.
And I moved set point around just for that.
Teran was not happy that day. Like, really? So, man, I'm loving it. But, dude, this has been fun, man. Let's cue that music. It's been fun, as always. We promise that the shows will obviously get shorter. But right now, we're just having fun. Obviously, when football kicks back in on Saturday mornings, we'll be done before 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern. But lots to get into, man. Lots to talk about. Lots of great high school stuff here today. Just really fun. Lots of great college stuff we got to. Next week is the real deal, man. We're getting it. We already got the real deal for high school going. It's in full swing already. Some teams got the 1-0. Some have the 0-1. So we'll see how that goes moving forward next week. Again, we got some great football coming towards you next weekend in high school. Again, if you missed it, man. Oh, man, next week we got some goodies. Again, I mean, American Heritage, St. Joseph's Prep, Grimsley, West Charlotte, St. John Bosco, Manatee. We have IMG Academy, Hoover. That's going to be fun. Sierra Canyon and J. Sarah Catholic, Bishop Gorman and Centennial, Nevada, Mission Viejo, Santa Margarita. Oh, that's going to be a fun one. And, of course, we got Corona Centennial and Servite. So, I mean, we just got all kinds of top 25 national football, high school football coming your way. We have, of course, the kickoff of the NJCAA next week as well. So that gets underway with Tyler and Trinity Valley and Independence. We also have Dog City and Tyler going head-to-head next Saturday. We have some more great football. Actually, Modern Day, look at this. Not Modern Day. Number 7, Chaminade taking on number 5, St. Francis Academy next week. Should be fun. Number 11, Northwestern taking on Orange Lutheran. Number 1, Modern Day taking on number 10, St. Thomas Aquinas. Obviously, Modern Day gets underway there. So great football coming your way in the high school ranks. Obviously, kickoff of FBS and FCS, man. Who's going to win Farmageddon in Ireland? We'll see. Will Hawaii upset Stanford? I mean, so much good stuff, man. So, Teran, before we're out of here, man, help close us out. Anything looking forward for next week?
Well, college football is going to be back fully for the most part, but also keep an eye out for quarterbacks on the Manning Award preseason watch list. There are some notable names like Garrett Nussmeier of LSU, Drew Aller of Penn State. I'll probably go over the entire list next week. Avery Johnson will be making his debut for Kansas State. So you have that right there. And yeah.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Football fans around the world. Next week, we're going to have a lot of fun.
And Rocco Beck, too.
Oh, well, there you go, man. Well, we're going to come back out next Saturday, man. We're going to start after when the season starts our multiple shows, Friday nights, Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings. The gap in the afternoon, evening before Sunday Night Football. I'll have lots of videos. Teran and I are going to be making everything. So lots of great stuff. For my boy, Teran Rodriguez, from me, Larry B. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.
Peace.
Peace.